Muscatine County leaders met today to discuss some of the mistakes made during the August 7th tornadoes. The Emergency Management Committee says plenty of lessons were learned in the aftermath of the storms that caused $30 million in damage. NBC26's Brian Miller is live at 6 with what happened at today's meeting.
Stacy, county emergency management leaders admit there was a lack of communication between the board and the agency's director regarding the updating of a repeater for the storm sirens in the county.
I thought that I was clear.
Jim Duncan is the chairman of the Public Safety Board and a member of the Emergency Management Committee, which sat down with the Director of Emergency Management, Julie Loeffelholz, for the first time since the storm.
Self-evaluation is some of the best things out there, and we can learn to be better. The whole object of this is not to be punitive against anybody. It's to keep the people of the county safe here.
If you don't learn anything from something, it wasn't worth your time. It wasn't, you need to learn something and be able to make some changes.
Loeffelholz says one issue with the disaster response was the lack of space inside the emergency management office located in the basement of the courthouse.
It makes it a much more stressful situation because it is hot, it is close quarters, there's not a lot of conducive working space.
We have a communication problem because if we have a need, this was a surprise to me.
Duncan says he still has a lot of questions left unanswered, but he hopes to know more after an independent committee reviews the storm response. And that independent committee is still being formed. Meanwhile, emergency management is holding an after-action review meeting tomorrow to discuss the storm and the response, and including improvements that need to be made in time for the next storm season. Brian Miller, NBC26.